Welcome back to AFL from LA Round 18 Tips, Who Loses and Why. I'm your host, Cindye, and I'm here with Andrew from Ankle Sore. Hello, Andy.
Good morning, good afternoon to you. Good morning to me, but good day, G-Day, as some people say.
So Andy and I are betting on who loses and why, right? But we had a side bet on this past week on the Richmond game. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Richmond, Geelong. And Richmond, it was because we all picked nine, right?
The same nine.
The same. So it was kind of boring, so we thought we'd spice it up a bit.
The tally is 98 to 92 in terms of correct games picked. However, Andy's up one. He's got a bonus point for picking the score of the Richmond-Geelong game, right?
Yep.
Technically, I was closer, but since we did the whole Price is Right thing, you won. So
and we did set the parameters last week, so it's nothing new.
So this week is very exciting. Last week, I think most people thought was kind of a dud, but this week I've heard it be called the finals come early round. Almost everyone in the top 8 is playing another team in the top 8. I think with the exception of Brisbane.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yep. Brisbane's the only one. They play the cellar dwellers, Carlton.
They play the team which has no name.
That one too, yes.
So yeah, we got the Suns versus the Pies, the Doggies versus the Crows, the Giants versus the Cat, and the Hawks and Freo. So Andy, if your team was actually competitive and in the top 8, are you a ladder obsessed?
Not at this point.
Not at this point.
No, it's too far out still. There's still 7 games to go.
I am ladder obsessed.
With what? Why?
I'm scheming all week long. Like I will look at the round. I will figure out who needs to lose to benefit the team I'm cheering for.
Yes, who needs to lose. Yes. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And this week paid off because Fremantle lost because the team I was most interested in being the 8 is now in 8. So
I don't have a problem with Fremantle losing.
Yeah, I know. One step away from the Nuggets. So again, this week starts off, I don't know why, but
fizzer.
With Carlton against Brisbane at Marvel Stadium, 7:30 on Thursday night. So Carlton was humiliated by Collingwood, 59 to 115. Ooh. The Blues fell below 50% kicking efficiency, and Michael Voss literally distanced himself from the coach's box. So I didn't actually see that until a couple days ago.
So the game starts, and he sits he's sitting on the step in the coach's box. I mean, that's weird behaviour.
So that was at the beginning of the game, or was that?
Yeah, literally at the beginning. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So I guess it gives new meaning to the edge of your seat. I don't know.
I actually thought it happened in the middle of the game.
Oh, it probably happened again in the middle of the game, and then he was sitting in his thing in the coach's box at the back, and then he went down to the boundary, and he's a mess.
God.
He's an absolute mess.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So I can't believe we interrupt this tipping situation for me to say, hey, I got a little gift in the mail. Wait a minute.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, look here, folks. I got my very own Ankle Sore t-shirt.
There you go.
How do you like that? Pretty good, right?
I'm glad the pigeon got to you.
And I picked the right size, I would say.
You did, yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say
it fits perfectly.
Perfectly, yep. Excellent.
But it was light about 1 kilo, the package. It was 1 kilo short of Alan's lollies.
Oh, well, one thing at a time, Cindye. Jeez.
Sorry.
All right, they're coming next.
Yeah, but I'm so sorry. The microphone's totally in the way of my...
I was going to say, you're wearing... It's not like you to wear a black T-shirt, but hey.
I know. That's why I'm wearing a red hairband.
There you go.
So
it matches with...
you get the idea. Anyway, so back to our previously scheduled show.
You scared me then. I wonder what happened. I thought you got a, I thought Michael Voss got sacked or something. I thought you got a notification or
T-shirts. You can pick up one of these Ankle Sore T-shirts on through Ankle Sore on his channel. So,
on Instagram, just DM us on Instagram if you want one.
There you go. All right.
If Cindye can wear one, you can wear one.
Yeah, that's right. We should all wear one. Ricky, even you can wear one. You could also just...
Oh, don't know about Ricky.
buy it and set it on fire. I'm sure there'll be some like feeling of joy out of that, right?
I'm coming looking for you, Ricky, if you do that. I'll tell you, mate.
There's something in it for everybody. All right.
There is.
So now Brisbane, they were off to a slow start, but they shook off Port with a 7-goal avalanche and they cruised home 120-92. Zach Bailey kicked 5 and Charlie Cameron was back. He kicked 3. He had been a little...
haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah. He was having coffees on the field. So I mean, I mentioned it. But I mean, what was your take on the Stairs situation? I mean, was that something happened before the game? Was he resigned that,
I think he's just lost his mind. I think he's just lost his way. He's lost like honestly, he just doesn't know where to turn.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he thinks, well, he knows the cameras are watching him, so maybe he thought if I sit in the stairs, they won't see me or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Or maybe it was just a statement. Maybe he was making a statement to them like, they don't care, I don't care. I don't know.
Quite possibly, but you'd think in a press conference, if you're there's 7,000 journalists here, you think one journalist would have asked him, why'd you sit in the stairs?
Nobody asked him in the press conference.
Not that I know of, because I did watch it and I didn't see it, so I would have asked. That's the first question I would have asked.
Or maybe
have you lost your mind sitting on the steps?
Maybe they asked, but because they never mic the reporters, we didn't hear it.
Yeah, that's true, because it's so hard to just pass a mic around, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know. They haven't worked it out.
It's so professional. No.
Maybe next year.
Oh, my
maybe
God.
2026 is the year. All right.
No.
So, all right. So, how do you and other Carlton supporters approach the last 7 games of the season?
How do I approach them?
Yeah, I mean, I know you have your other teams that you're interested in, but do you just have you just tuned out? Do you write it off? Do you hold hope? What are you going to do? How are you going to play this out?
This is how I approach it.
Tell me.
Frank the Tank. Tank. Lose every game.
If you lose every game to tank, you still can't beat the Eagles.
No, I know that, but
yeah.
But the DeConning thing is so. The way it works, as far as I know, is that the higher you finish on the ladder. So if Carlton finished 4th on the ladder, right?
Yeah.
They would still get a compensation pick for DeConning, but it'd be around that pick, which would be pick 16, 17, whatever, right?
All right.
So the lower you finish, the better pick you get.
I see.
So there is no merit in winning. There is zero merit in I'm talking about Carlton specifically. There's no merit in winning another game for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Play the kids, and personally, as a supporter, I just want to see the kids play. That's it.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I mean, I wonder if the rest of your fans would agree with that, but it sounds reasonable. If there's no chance at this point, and it's been as shockingly bad as it has been, you might as well let the young guys have their chance on the big stage, right?
See what they've got.
What part, if any, of Carlton's game plan would you keep?
Zero. Or every bit of it. Everything that you're doing. Like the Seinfeld episode of George Costanza. Yeah. Where he came to the realisation that everything he did was wrong. So he was going to do the opposite. And it worked out for him.
Yeah.
Do that, Carlton. Yeah. Whatever you think, do the opposite.
Let's talk about Brisbane. So their ground ball dominance, their plus 12 at the Gabba, now goes indoors to Marvel's Fast Deck. Does it supercharge or short circuit their chaos game?
Oh, supercharges it. They're quick. When they get on the ball, they're quick.
Yeah.
They move it quick. They've got one thing in mind, and that's to score. That's it. Every time. Every time they get the ball around about that centre position, even half back, when Zorko gets it, he's not looking sideways. He's looking to hit up, 40 metres down the field. So their attacking is anything, and I love it.
So, Andrew, who loses and why?
Oh, this is a tough one, Cindye. Those stupid navy blue people.
The navy blue people. All right. I agree with you.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I know. Lions win contested ball and turnover score differential. Marvel suits Brisbane's corridor chaos. Multiple goal kickers, and Carlton is lost. So Gold Coast versus Collingwood at People First Stadium, 7:40 p.m. It is their very first Friday night game.
Sounds about right.
So the Suns, after a month of football four-quarter naps, they finally woke up late, winning contested ball, inside 50 efficiency, and time in forward half in the fourth quarter. Collingwood, 8 straight wins after beating Carlton by 56 points. So injury-wise, I think was Sam Collins injured in the last game? I couldn't.
He didn't play. He didn't play the last game, so I don't know how serious that is.
Okay, because he's a huge loss to
he's massive.
The Suns, especially against the Pies. And DeGoey is still in concussion
protocols.
Yeah. So I think he got concussed during training. So
Maynard gave him a nice hit. Why would you do
Maynard,
that?
he likes the rough stuff.
I know, but to your own player, come on.
Oh God, I'm sure it was an accident. So
I'm sure it was.
All right.
Accidentally on purpose.
Accidentally on purpose. So all right. So the Suns, as I said, finally get their Friday night slot. Is this to their credit or simply because they're playing Collingwood?
Let's not get this mixed up. It's because they're playing Collingwood, and it's the first time they'll have a full crowd in a long time.
It's sold out, I believe, right?
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I would assume so. Collingwood will have 20,000 supporters. They'll have 5,000. That's it.
And the big headline for this week is that Collingwood is actually getting on a plane, and they are leaving Melbourne. They have to fly somewhere. Do you think they remember how the whole process works?
Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, they might practice it like during the week instead of kicking the ball around.
Drill.
They might, yeah.
The Suns are actually about to have a pretty tough run. They play the Pies, then the Crows, then the Lions, and they're currently sitting at 7th. Do you think they'll still be in the top 8 after the next few games?
I can't believe I'm saying this.
Yeah.
But I hope so.
You hope so?
Well, I don't want Freo in, so someone's got to make it. I'm just upset it's them. It could have been someone else. Sydney, come on, Sydney.
Well,
do
Sydney
something.
could go on a run. I mean, it's
no, they
possible.
can't. Don't be silly. Don't you be one of those people, Cindye.
I'm not saying they will, but it's mathematically possible that they could.
It's mathematically possible the Navy Blue team can do it too, but there's no chance.
That's a whole other conversation.
My God. These silly commentators. Oh, the Swans are still a chance. No, they're not. Don't be delusional.
They have to win the next 7 games.
Yeah, and the other teams can't win the game. How's that going to work?
Yeah.
They're all playing each other this week. Someone's going to win. Oh my God. Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry to hijack your segment.
All right. Well, speaking of teams in the top 8, so Collingwood also have a pretty tough run for the remainder of the season. They have a 10-point advantage at the top right now. Can they hold on to the top spot?
Oh, absolutely.
You think they'll keep it?
Doubt. Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Well, what do you think, seeing that you're leather obsessed?
I don't know. I really don't. Well, let's put it this way. I haven't given it that much thought, but that's 2.5 games, right? 10 points?
Yep. That's a lot.
So, but if they drop a couple and Brisbane win a couple, all of a sudden Brisbane's in the top. Aren't Brisbane 2 right now, sitting in second place?
Yeah, second, yeah.
Yeah, so if Collingwood lose 2 or 3 games and Brisbane win 3, then they're in the top. So, I mean, it's so tight. Other than that 10-point difference, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Between 40 to 44 is what everybody else is.
It's incredible, isn't it? Yep.
So Nick Dacos apparently is sick, but they're said that they expect him to play on Friday. So I don't know what. I don't know if they're. I'm just gonna guess. Like you said, your friend's sick. Maybe there's a stomach bug going around because what's his name? Baldy.
Still Sidebottom.
Sidebottom was sick. Now, Dacos missed practice, I think, because he was sick. So I'm wondering maybe a little stomach bug.
Maybe.
But so apparently, though, they're expecting him. But it's interesting because with him out, it
changes everything, doesn't it?
Does a little bit. Like,
yeah.
So, Andrew, who loses and why?
Collingwood.
Why?
It's time.
It's time.
It's time they lose one before they win the premiership.
Okay. And this is the one.
This is Friday night at People First Stadium at Fortress.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
All right.
This is their chance, Gold Coast. This is it.
I'm going to disagree. I don't think Gold Coast can beat Collingwood.
Okay.
I'm going to go from the Andrew school of tipping games and just say I just have a feeling that Collingwood is going to win it. They've got the primetime players. They have the experience. They just keep their cool. They don't have those fourth quarter fade out.
Quarter four.
I'm going to be the one
Fourth
that starts
quadrant.
It, right? Well, I'm hoping for a really good game, but I think the Magpies are going to go home with it. Saturday, July 12th, Western Bulldogs versus your Adelaide Crows.
Christmas in July.
Marvel Stadium. Are you going to go? Are you going to go to this game?
Why would I go to this game?
I forgot. We're actually live streaming this game. You're going to watch it with me and hopefully everybody else out there.
Wow. I told you, Christmas in July. I was trying to lead you up to it, Cindye. Come on.
God, what a knucklehead.
Get with the program here.
Yes, guys, we're going to live stream another game. I don't know. I think I might be forced to cheer for the Bulldogs because Andrew clearly is going for Adelaide if we want to keep this interesting. But we'll the details will follow. But we hope you can tune in and have some fun with us and enjoy your Saturday morning and my Friday night.
Thank God we're not watching a GWS game.
Yeah, we are not watching a GWS, but it is on afterwards. So
don't worry about afterwards. I'm just focusing on this one for the time being.
Focus on the here and now. Okay, so your Crows, Rochelle, it was injured, but apparently it's not as awful as they thought it could be. Good. But I believe he's probably out for a few weeks. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, it sounds about right. Bit of a knee jar, but that's okay.
So the Bulldogs, they crashed North's 100th anniversary. 134 to 85. Naughton bagged 5. Naughton, hello, welcome back.
I know.
And Luke Beveridge finally smiled. Amazing.
With those new teeth of his, yes.
I wouldn't know. I've never seen him smile before.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what I said, with his new teeth. All
right. The Crows spotted Melbourne a 28-point head start, and then they beat them 90 to 77. And your boy Rankin also apparently decided to show up and kicked 5, right? And straight.
Yeah.
He kicked straight this week.
That's right. When presented a challenge, Isaac stands up. That's it. My boy.
Isaac.
I told you, he's a superstar.
Who's covering him?
They don't really have a lockdown defender, Western Bulldogs. So the answer is I don't know. I don't know if they're going to lock down on him with a Taylor Duray or someone like that, but they don't have those lockdown defenders.
Well, I'm interested to hear what you guys think, so let me know what you think they'll do about Rankin. Now, how will Adelaide exploit the Bulldogs' defense that leaked 85 to the Roos?
All they need to do is those 3 big ones just separate.
Yeah.
One go that way, one down the middle, and they can exploit them because, again, they're not very defensive. Rory Lobb's a decent defender. O'Donnell's a decent defender, but geez, against those 3, good luck.
Yeah, it should really be a good game, especially the fact that Naughton just came off a really good week and Rankin just came off a good week because both of them have been struggling a little bit, and so that makes it kind of heightens it as well.
Absolutely.
Who loses and why?
Adelaide.
Whoa! Really? Amazing.
You asked me.
All right. Why?
It helps that they're playing here, right, at Marvel, because Bulldogs play Marvel Stadium brilliantly. They just know every blade of grass, right? How do Adelaide stop Darcy? And Norton, who's in some form. Mind you, it's going to be within 10 points either way, I think.
I would think it's not going to be a blowout in any way, shape, or form. No. But I'm agreeing with you. I think the Doggies win and the Crows lose.
Bloody hell, I thought you'd go the other way, to be honest.
I think the midfield muscle favors the Dogs, and it's the home deck. GWS versus Geelong at NG Stadium, 4:15. So the Giants had a smother fest in Perth. Okay, 111-52. Toby kicked his 400th. The Cats declawed Richmond, 124-52, and Jeremy Cameron kicked his 700th goal. So GWS injuries. Toby Green's elbow is still a little spicy after rubbing it into Harley's larynx.
Jeez.
Whitfield, yeah, oh my God. Whitfield is expected back for his 250th. That's a big in. Bailey Smith was out, but he was a late out last week, but I hear he's expected back. But Stengel was out
last week. Yeah, Stengel.
Yeah, but for personal reasons and maybe out again, which he's pretty handy for the Cats. So with Sam Taylor and Jack Buckley hobbled, who is actually parking in front of Jeremy Cameron?
Leah?
That's possible. I think they're going to put Iden on him because Iden's
no. Really?
Iden is
They need that run, don't they? Like provides that run, Iden.
Yeah, but he's also really big, really strong, really physical.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So this is where the interesting part comes in. Like, what do they do? Do they back themselves, or they go, "Oh, we need to stop him to win," or we play our way to win? You know.
I think even though Buckley and Sam are superstars, I do think the Giants have enough talent in the backfield to cover them. Backline, sorry. I mean, between Himmelberg, Ash, Fonte has been really, really good.
Where's Jesse Hogan?
I'm so glad you brought him up because apparently he did not play against the Eagles, and yet they won. They somehow won. How is it possible? If
they couldn't beat the Eagles without Jesse Hogan, they should just get out of the competition. Come on.
Hey, Andrew, I don't make the rules. You made the rules when you said that the Giants can't win without Jesse Hogan.
Okay.
You made a blanket statement. They've beat Collingwood without them, and they've beaten the Eagles. They've gone top to bottom.
Now, you watch our shows. I know you do. You text me and
occasionally.
Tell me you do, right? So,
yeah.
Where am I going with this?
I don't know. Go for it.
Because you fired me up. I've lost my train of thought.
Reel it back in. Come on.
So, I think I actually said,
this
game's worthless. Don't even worry. Throw it in the bin, right?
Okay.
So these games, I'm talking about proper games where Jesse Hogan needs to play to win. He doesn't need to play against Richmond or West Coast to win.
Yeah.
Come on.
But that wasn't a real question. Where was Jesse Hogan? He had hamstring awareness.
So is he playing?
They rested him.
Not?
Yeah, they just rested him. There were 10 different goal kickers. I think even O'Halloran actually kicked two.
2 or 3, I think. Yeah.
Kid with the lid set the game on fire right from the start, which was amazing. Yeah. I mean, but Finn Callahan, let's talk about your boy Finn Callahan. 9 score involvements, 8 inside 50s, 6 clearances, and 854 meters gained. I mean,
he's a star. We know this.
So let's just get to who loses and why.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first if you want.
Nah, it's all right. Because I know this is going to end in my favour.
Okay.
So GWS lose.
Okay, why?
Two reasons. They beat Geelong when Jesse Hogan had to play forward, back and mid.
Okay.
All right, remember that game?
Yeah, I do.
He kicked 7?
Yeah.
He's not kicking 7 again.
Okay.
And Geelong ain't losing 2 out of 3 games.
By all accounts, this is going to be a very, very tough game. But the Giants are vulnerable. They're in their 8th spot. Stakes, I think, are a bit higher for them at the moment. So, I mean, it's like do or die. Like you said last week, they had to win against the Eagles and convincingly.
And they did,
It helped. The percentage went up.
Yep.
It is home ground advantage. And it seems like the midfield has reorganized itself. If Briggs can win the ball and get it to Tom Green and Finn Callahan, and they can take it out of the middle, they will have the advantage against Geelong.
Yep.
It's do or die time for the Giants. There's not a lot of room for error at this point. They can't keep hovering at in the 8. are at 8 because they're going to, be in and out every week. So so I'm gonna go ahead and say the Cats lose. I'm not confident in that, but why not? What the hell?
Okay. Okay.
Richmond Tigers versus Essendon Bombers at the MCG, 7:35 Saturday night. The Tigers lost by 72 points to Geelong. Now, the Bombers, they had the Suns on a 3-point leash at three-quarter time, but Gold Coast rattled off 6 unanswered and beat them by what? 41 points?
40-something points, yeah.
So Richmond, obviously the Tom Lynch suspension is not helping. Lawler is out rest of the season, the poor guy with his hamstring. I heard Ralph Smith is now out with injury, and it's a night game, so there's no Balta. But Jai Caldwell is also, I think, going to be out with an ankle injury for Essendon.
Potentially, yeah.
So we spoke about Richmond falling away as the season progressed. What must they do if they want to win against Essendon?
I think the only thing they can do is just pressure and hustle, and that's their only chance. Like, the kids are just, like, they've got some ability, but not at AFL level just yet. They're not quite ready yet, right? So, then they don't have, you mentioned Ralph Smith's going to be out. He's the next one down, right?
Yeah.
So, geez, I don't know what they can do to win, because Bolter's not playing, Lynch isn't playing. Like, can they kick a score? It's going to be tough. It's almost an impossible task. And dare I say that against Essendon, who aren't exactly flying, but,
Although Essendon were pretty good against the Suns. They were surprisingly good in the first half of that game, first 3 quarters.
I guess the way I sort of look at these games is Essendon's further advanced than Richmond.
Yeah.
Geez, they're both as bad as each other in a way. They've both got a lot of injuries. And,
it's true.
Their senior players are trying to keep it together. And I just think they're just further advanced than Richmond at the moment.
That's true story. So who loses and why?
Richmond. Because Nate Cady will turn it on this week. Finally.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. Richmond lose, no Lynch, no scoreboard, fourth quarter fade-outs, and an injured backline. So, sorry, Tigs,
both, all of it.
Fremantle Dockers against the Hawthorn Hawks at Optus Stadium, Saturday night, 6:10. Fremantle found themselves suffocated with their star midfielder, Sarong, and playmaker, Jordan Clark, off half-back, tagged out of the game.
Yep.
They lost 83-94. Yay for Andy.
Yeah, I know. Sigh of relief when that happened.
And the Hawks beat the Saints 94-74, although the Saints did put up a pretty good fight. The big news of the week for Fremantle is that Michael Sonny Walters has retired. I'm sad to see him go. Do you have anything to say about Michael Walters?
Yeah, get out.
Get out.
Come on, for 2 years he's been on $500,000 not playing a game. It's time, mate. You've had your time.
So interesting that you say that, because word on the street, he's really good with the kids. He's really good with development. I would say that even though he hasn't been playing, he's probably been earning his keep. So, however, time moves on, and Sonny Walters is retiring. So, does Optus's wide wings let Hawks keep that intercept heat? Or does Fremantle's chip lull them to sleep?
Ooh, good question. They're definitely going to chip.
They'll lull them to sleep? That's what's going to happen?
Yeah, Hawks will just wait for them. Yeah, do your thing. As soon as you turn one over, we'll bring the heat and bye-bye, Freo.
Are the Hawks going to follow Sydney's tactic of tagging Sarong and Clark?
Yes.
Yep. They seem to work,
Connor
right?
Nash will take one of them.
Is Finn McGuinness playing, or is he out?
No, but he might come in to play that half-forward role on Jordan Clark.
Sam Mitchell has some big decisions to make this week, because Chol and Gunston are settled. Ramsden is in form. And then Lewis and Deere are presenting they're available, right? So how should Sam Mitchell configure the forward line?
Keep it the same. It's working. Keep it the same. Let them work their way back in.
Yeah.
As soon as Gunston or Chol have a couple of bad weeks,
Yeah.
And these guys are playing okay in the seconds, they can come in, but don't change it.
So you don't think that Lewis is going to make the team this week?
Not this week.
Is it time to drop Amos?
He's been pretty poor, hasn't he, the last few weeks?
Not great, nope.
Look, it's one of those things that, and I know coaches, and especially Justin Longmuir, my God, are big on structure, right?
Yeah.
Now, as long as his opponent isn't taking 10 marks against him, I think he doesn't get dropped for that reason. He still plays a role. He still takes a defender. It lets Tracy, be more one out with another defender. That my favourite player, Patrick Voss, not.
Is he your favourite player?
No, he's not far from it. No.
I don't like people that.
No, don't like him one bit. But anyway, but it allows those guys to sort of be a bit more one out. So
okay. So who loses and why?
Fremantle.
Okay, why?
Hawks aren't going to lose. They're not going all the way over there to lose a game of football.
Yeah.
They need to keep touch with the top four. So right now, if you just looked at the ladder, right, Hawthorn's 5th and Fremantle's 9th, right? So using your theory, the Cindye theory, that how much does it mean to Fremantle, how much does it mean to Hawthorn? Yeah. I think after last year and Hawthorn wanting to finish top 4, I think it means a bit more to them. I've had my doubts on Freo for a few weeks. Yes, they won 6 in a row, but they beat St Kilda, West Coast. They beat some average teams, I wasn't sold on them, and last week really showed them up. So, I think they lose again. I
was listening to David King and Kane Corns talk about Fremantle, and basically they've played more of the bottom side teams than any other team.
Yeah.
Of the bottom 9.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess the gist seems to be like they are underperforming. Yeah, I'm not convinced either. I say Freo lose also. I think their slow kicking style favors Hawks' turnovers, and I think Meek can edge out in the ruck battle. Sicily, when he's playing well, can control the air, and then you put my boy Barras and Battle in the back.
Josh Battle, yeah, they're more balanced, aren't they?
Yeah, I say Hawks win, Freo lose. North Melbourne versus Melbourne at the MCG on Sunday, July 13th. Last week, the Demons coughed it up at Adelaide after leading by 28, and the Roos party was spoiled, their 100th anniversary, by
Western Bulldogs.
Thank you, the Bulldogs. Nick Suva kicked 5. Hey, welcome. He was back in action, but wasn't good enough. Lever looked like he might have been injured. I don't know if he's going to be out. Gone was pretty sore. He's starting to show those battle wounds, and Petty may return from concussion protocols. But for North, Davis Uniacke is out. I think Sherry's back. He was also out.
He wasn't concussed, but he's a watch. I don't know if he's going to play or not, but
all right.
If he hasn't
Wardlaw's
played,
still out, and I don't know. Did something happen to Nick Lockie? Because it said he's a test.
His knee was a bit sore. At quarter time, he was limping a bit. So.
Okay.
Don't know.
So is Wardlaw going to play 100 AFL games?
Jeez, he's on, 33, 36 at the moment. I actually don't know. I've said this a few times in the past few weeks that the way he plays, he needs to slow down because he's very reckless.
Yeah.
And I know it's his game, but it doesn't work because you keep getting concussed. You've got to be smart about it sometimes, if that makes sense, So the answer is I don't know. I have my doubts.
So what stars do the Demons need to trade out to course correct?
I think they should have traded Oliver out last year because he definitely wanted to go to Geelong.
But no one wanted him, right?
Well, Geelong wanted him, but Melbourne were just too stubborn. They did the Carlton thing and said, oh, no, we're not trading him. Well, come on. Wake up. It's 2025. Things have changed.
All right.
Petrarca's another one that wanted out. I don't know if you trade him. It might be a bit late now, but apart from that, they've signed Cozzy Pickett, who wanted to go to Fremantle, so he's staying. They don't have many players they can trade out, to be quite honest. So they're just going to have to go with what they've got.
All right. Who loses and why?
North Melbourne. Just too many out. Just too unpredictable. I think too many kids are playing for North, and Melbourne's big bodies are just just grind them down eventually.
I don't disagree. North Melbourne lose. Sydney, it's actually St Kilda versus Sydney. It's a Saints home game at Marvel Stadium Sunday at 3:15. So the Saints won the inside 50s and they lost the war 74-94 versus the Hawks. And the Swans held off Freo in a bruising 94-83. In somewhat of a thriller. It was kind of an exciting game. Wanganeen Miller was sore, but I believe he's playing. But Papley and Amarty are out again. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about Alex Turu.
The Flying Viking, yes.
The Flying Viking. Where should he be deployed to make the greatest difference against Sydney? How might Ross Lyon better utilize him?
Ross Lyon? Ross Lyon will play him in the back line. Ross Lyon. Yeah. I would play him up forward.
Yeah.
But Ross Lyon will play him down back.
He's very, very exciting to watch.
As a lover of football, as you are, would you rather see him forward or back?
I mean, I don't know. I'd like to maybe might as well try it and see what it looks like, you know?
I mean, okay, so St Kilda's got, let me ask it to you this way. St Kilda's got nothing to play for, can't play finals.
Yeah.
No one's going to the game.
Why not mix it up? I'm with you.
Exactly.
Mix it up.
Give me something, Ross, like... Bring some excitement to your club for your supporters for once. For once in your life, do something out of the... Remember I mentioned George Costanza before? Do the opposite, Ross. What you think you want to do the opposite.
If Sydney's fate really hinges on Heaney's sparkle, how do you square that with Brodie Grundy owning the ruck, James Jordan putting a padlock on Sarong while kicking two of his own, Errol Goulden steering the transition, and Hayden McLean clunking the match sealer? Did the Swans forget to read your Heaney or bust memo, or is their winning formula a bit more diverse than what you've been preaching?
I'll answer that by saying...
But I did want to make Ricky proud.
I'll answer that by saying every dog has his day.
That kid, James Jordan, is good. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
And they had McCartan back in defense again. Papley goes out, and Amadi, he's sometimes useful, but...
Oh, so they won without Papley, did they?
They did.
Just saying because, people want to mention Papley and...
No, I mean, he's another asset, of course. It's like, it's like anything. He's a good player, and he makes shit happen, but... I mean, one player does not make a team.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens this coming week. Who loses and why?
St Kilda lose. Come on. They're shocking.
I was on the fence about this, to be honest with you, after how St Kilda's been performing. Why? Just because they've been almost
plucky,
there.
Yes. Yeah, but they have no desire to score, so how can they win?
Well, they get the ball in the inside 50 and then they blow it. They can't finish. So
yeah, because I wonder what they do at training. I wonder if they practice goal kicking or even have goals up at St Kilda.
Look, nobody practices goal kicking. We know
I know, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not part of their, big three things to do.
Yeah, well, I think they lose. The Swans handball game slices Marvel's zone. Saints can't convert inside 50s, as I said, and Sydney still cling to finals hopes, whether it's a, far off dream or not. They,
a grain of salt it is.
For our last game of the round, Port Adelaide versus West Coast Eagles at Adelaide Oval, 4:40 on a Sunday. So McGovern and Sheed retired. I don't know if that's happened since the last time we spoke. It leaves only a couple guys left from the 2018 championship. God, I had a crush on Dom Sheed for a really long time. And then he gave his little going away speech, and I was like, I was a little emotional. He's great. I mean, funny, really funny. Anyway, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, well, thanks for tuning in to AFL from LA. Come on. Do we really need to talk about this game?
Yeah, we're going to talk about this game. It's my other team.
Why? Because West Coast?
Yes, of course. Andrew, why do you have a football show if you're not going to talk about all the games? You should just say, I'm going to have a team I like game. No, hang on. Yeah.
Up to about round 10, I'm happy to talk about all the games.
Yeah.
But when they're nothing games and they're dead last and they've got nothing to play for and they're not interested.
They have stuff to play for. They have next year to play for. Of course.
Next year.
Yeah.
So do they get points for next year? This year?
Like it's like you're saying, Carlton might as well play the kids because it gets them experience.
100%.
You want to see what they can do, right? So anyway.
100%.
So listen, let's talk injury. The Power. There was some carnage against the Lions. They lost 92 to 120. You know, they started off well too, but then the Lions just put their foot down. But Pal Pepper is probably out rest of the season. Radaglia is out with a hamstring. And who's the other person? Vizentini with an ankle. Yeah, he's a ruck, right?
Yes.
So they're all done. There's no fresh injuries for the Eagles. Although Harley Reid learned some Toby Green etiquette on the hard way. I mean, wow.
How did he get away with that, Toby Green? Seriously.
Because he's the best. He can get away with anything.
Gosh, I shouldn't have asked that.
Apparently, though, Harley, I read about this after the fact because I didn't see it. Harley did some like unsavory shit to someone else, and that was actually retribution for what Harley.
Not the
Tom Green thing.
Oh,
I don't know if he actually meant to go for the throat, but if you go elbow up, I know, easily, you know.
Well, no, it means to concuss someone, but you get 3 weeks for that. But anyway, let's move on.
So what does Harley Reid need to do to bounce back after the loss to the Giants?
Just play the ball, Harley. Forget about the tough stuff. I don't know. Like, he's that good that...
Yeah.
Get 25 touches. You know, I feel like he gets 15 and 16.
Yeah.
And he could be getting those extra 10, but he wants to fight and scrag and worry about plays.
He gets caught up a lot into
he gets sucked in. Yeah.
You know, there'll be something and then he'll complain to the umpire and then they play on and score a goal. So he needs some growing up.
He needs some coaching. True.
So how did the Eagles go from pushing Collingwood close one week to being blown away by the Giants the next week? Is there some key effort or focus that simply went missing?
What would Collingwood have to prove if they went out and demoralised the Eagles? Do they have anything to prove?
Yeah.
I told you they were bored. Collingwood were bored. No interest.
Okay, so how likely are the Power going to be bored against the Eagles?
No, they won't be bored because they're not very good, the Power. So, and they're playing at home.
Do you think they're going to underestimate the Eagles? Is there a chance that the Eagles are going to...
No, not necessarily.
No?
Not necessarily. No,
okay.
Because Port aren't exactly, you know, running rings around other teams. So
who loses and why?
Oh, come on, West Coast. They won't win another game for the rest of the season.
No, they might. They have to play Richmond. They have to play Richmond in like a couple weeks. Yeah, at Optus.
Okay, they might win another game, but I mean, without Plugger Waterman and Oscar Allen, and how can they score? They just can't.
Well, they do. They have that new kid, Job.
Shanahan. Yep,
Shanahan.
Great.
He scored
Looks
2.
like a good kid, but you know what I mean. Like they can't do it long enough. They don't have that experience. You know, they've lost Barras and McGovern down back, and they've lost Plugger Waterman.
Yeah, but
and
Harry
Oscar
Edwards
Allen.
has been playing pretty well in the back, and then they moved. Hoff in the center. He's been really playing really well.
They've all been good, but they're not winning games.
Ryan have a good game. They've been a little quiet, but I agree. Okay. West Coast lose. I mean, even with Port's tall stock injury crisis, their midfield class and home ground should be enough to keep the Eagles probably to single digits, I think, so for goals. Andy, based on the 2025 season alone, who is the lesser player? Zach Merritt or Zach Butters?
I wish you'd tell me these before. Lesser player. Okay, so Zach Merritt came out breaking the AFL.
Yeah.
And probably getting 3 best on grounds in the first 3 games.
Yeah.
And then
they put him
their silly coach wanted to play him at half back, which is ridiculous. Zach Butters missed the first half of the season.
Yeah.
And now he's starting to come good now. So, dare I say it, they're pretty even.
So pick one. Which one is the lesser?
Oh, you're killing me.
There's no money on this. There's no, you don't have to eat any nuggets.
Not your 25 grand? No nuggets? No nothing? Okay, well that's...
Yeah.
I would say Zach Butters by a hair.
All right. Isaac Rankin or Cozzy Pickett?
What? Who's the lesser?
Yeah.
Oh, Cozzy Pickett. Just. Isaac is something else.
All right. Max Gawn or Tristan Sherry?
Max Gawn's a lesser this year. Tristan Sherry's been fantastic.
Finn Callahan or Bailey Smith?
No. You've been thinking about these. You put some good thought into this one, didn't you? By a whisker, and I do mean a whisker. Finn Callahan is a lesser. A whisker.
Okay.
Literally a whisker. A cat's whisker.
All right. And lastly.
Oh, there's more.
One more. Nick Dacos or Nick Dacos?
Ooh, have to be Nick Dacos. I was going to say, you can give me anyone, I'll be saying the other player. That was a good one. You almost got me there.
There you have it. You guys, let me know who you think is the lesser. Zach Merritt or Zach Butters, Isaac Rankin or Kazi Pickett, Max Gawn or Tristan Sherry, Finn Callahan or Bailey Smith, and of course, Nick Dacos or Nick Dacos. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Hopefully we'll see you at the live stream this Friday night for me, Saturday morning for you, the Western Bulldogs against Adelaide. Andrew, thank you for hanging out with me. And
of course.
Hey, guys, I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope your team wins.